It's an unusual opportunity to be going to talk about the importance of motivation and how motivation can get a person from one country to another and get them to achieve their dreams. Osama, could you please introduce yourself and what you are doing currently?
Well, sure thing. Well, my name is Usama Bashir Salim. I'm originally from Yemen, but holding a Kenyan passport, though I was born and raised in Saudi Arabia, so it's pretty hard to digest all of it. But pretty much, I'm motivated by everybody and willing to learn from anybody and everybody. I'm currently pursuing master's degree in business administration towards the last spectrum of its duration, like thesis and seminar towards it all. And at the same time, I'm an intern at Declassified College Podcast, operating from the marketing and the creativity side of it all, where, for instance, includes podcasting, editing, image editing, video image editing, and all those kind of things that have been exposed recently. So, yeah.
And how did you get your study? I mean, how did you get this scholarship?
Well, it's more of a returning opportunity because I studied my bachelor's in the same university. So, so the purpose of it all, if you've studied in the same university, I believe that's applied in many places across the globe. If you've studied in the same university for bachelor's, so you're considered as a returning student because they already know you, they know your qualifications and how your performance and progress and all of that. So the moment when you reapply, first of all, acceptance gets a lot easier and quicker because they already know you, so it gets a lot easier. So the scholarship significantly is going to be quite higher than normal. So priority will be given more to you because they know you and how you operate and the surroundings and professors. So you'll get higher list of recommendation as opposed to those for the very first time applying. So yeah.
Yeah. So it looks like you have been all through your life motivated. How was your life, and what is the role of motivation in your life so far?
Wow. Uh, Motivation actually to me, how it sounds is being inspired by the mind itself. Love what you truly love to do and have passion and progression towards whatever you're going towards because passion and progress goes together. So you can have a passion towards something, but if you're just lazing around, that's not going to work. I mean, you have to put in the work because hard work speaks louder than just silence, you see what I mean? And action speaks louder than words. So all of those kind of things, they flow in together. Wherever the energy goes, the focus goes. I mean, the energy just goes towards it. Very first thing is to be fundamentally inspired by the mind to have the truly purpose of why are we doing it. So, for instance, somebody might pursue to choose to study, for instance, architecture. Why? Is it for the purpose of money or is it for the purpose of better growth? Because at the end of the day, it's either pleasure or growth. So if it's growth, it's a lifelong experiment, it's a lifelong learning. But the most important thing is to fall in love with the process because regardless, whatever its highs and lows, you'll always be enjoying every part of it. So that's how I personally see motivation, how it is. And actually to be constantly doing whatever you love repeatedly and look to be learning new things every single day.
Perfect. What has been the role of the people around you?
Um, they have always been actually amazing. So I choose one thing is that I'm always careful and mindful of who I surround myself with. So those, because as psychology speaks loud for itself. I mean, if you surround yourself with positive people, automatically you're gonna be positive. If you surround people who are learned and knowledgeable, you'll be the sixth. If you surround yourself with millionaires, you'll be the sixth person. So always that kind of thing, I've kept it from a young age. Yes, I did experience when I was a young age, something like 12, 13, when I experienced different kinds of friends where they led me towards the wrong direction and they didn't help me out. But because I knew is that as the phrase goes, tell me who you spend time with and I'll tell you who you are. Birds feathers flock together. So this is actually one of those things actually kept instilled in my mind from a very young age. So it's like I have to be careful who I surround myself with, who to talk with, who they will always be happy and celebrate whatever that I do, and I'll be doing the same in return. So very fundamentally was my family. And then from there, I started choosing wisely the kinds of friends that are truly worth that I should be around, and those that just by by distance, because you can generally like someone, but you cannot actually love them. But you can love them, but you cannot like them. So that's a very important factor to analyze and interpret.
Yeah, perfect. And what have you learned through your experiences so far?
I would say patience, perseverance, um, and I would say ambition. Because of, I don't believe in such a thing as problems. It's because problems don't exist unless we think about them. I think of them as challenges, just that is willing to extrapolate the best out of us. So all of those things, it has always been a learning process, and still not there yet, but always be learning something new every single day, because that's the main purpose, actually, the pursuit of excellence. Regardless, we're not comparing ourselves to others, rather than comparing ourselves to yesterday and where we're heading tomorrow and where we're going forward. And that's the main actually picture or the duration that speaks for itself. And others will be inspired, will be empowered to see how the level of confidence that you have when it's charged up and it's inconvincible. So a lot of people will be also following that direction, and by leaving actually a legacy that will eventually bark out for others to follow and implement.
And what challenges have you faced so far?
Some of the challenges I would say growing up, I would say fundamentally was bullying, discrimination, racism. That's from a young age. I'm talking about young age and stuff like that when I was during my teenage period. Those are the things actually that I've that I've undergone through. But today, actually, if I were to face of such a thing right now, I would consider this something as something under beneath me, because we bleed in the same color, we laugh in the same language, we cry in the same language, and we breathe in the same air, and we eat with the same hand. So why hate? To appreciate, we've got Google Translate to out for us to apprehend and move forward. That's how I personally see it. I mean, many hands makes the job easier. So per se, if I were to see somebody of thinking the other way or being prejudiced or anything, they just need to be educated. And we never know, because everyone is fighting battles that we know nothing about until we internalize and interpretate. That's how I personally see it. So towards me, I wouldn't personally, it wouldn't be much of an issue. But if it happens towards someone else, this is the part where it might aggravate me. I will choose to stand. So I know how it feels. So I would like that thing to not happen to anybody or anybody, to be form of a justice and unity towards everyone and anyone. So these are the kind of things that I've learned is unity and to unite people from various cultures, because that's what multinational, multicultural speaks for itself.
What have you learned about yourself during these difficult times?
I've learned to I've learned to be a reader. I've learned to read myself, understand myself, because the more we are aware of ourselves, the more responsible we become. I mean, and responsibility breeds empowerment. And the moment actually we understand ourselves very well, we are psychologists pretty much, because, and then as we're moving forward, understanding others, will be just automatically will be just icing on the cake. That's what actually from life coaching, from psychology, from mentorship, all of those kind of things speaks volumes, to be basically to self-love and appreciate of who you are, to be confident of yourself before anything else. Because the weakest kinds of individuals in society is that they're wearing something that literally hurts their body but pleases others. I mean, whoever seeks to please the wishes of others, they will please nobody. But whoever seeks to please the creator, they'll always be pleased and content of who they are. So these are the kind of things that what I've learned is to be appreciative of who I am, and to instill that awareness and motivation and maturity and clarity upon other people so that they can capture it and move on.
Of course, throughout your life, you have had a passion. What has been your passion so far?
Um, my passion always is to seek knowledge, seek information, always to seek clarity in everything and anything that I do, while at the same time sharing it. Because the value of knowledge, information is by sharing. And as we know, sharing is caring, caring is loving, and loving is unlimited to whatever capacity. these are the things actually possibly that has brought me forward, and the little that we know. So people might be thinking like, oh, I need to be fully certified to be sharing the information, or I need to reach a certain, regardless, just one verse or one phrase can change someone's life. So if we're basically, as they say, do not waste your time with the Christ of the world, invest your time with the kings of the world, because that's how you will deeply analyze and interpret it by a purposeful meaning. So there is always a sense of learning from everyone, anyone. A professor can be learning from a student. A parent may be learning from their children, and vice versa. This world is just an always ever ending, like from learning, from experiment, from empowerment, from all of those things. This is the beauty. Once we appreciate that, we'll realize we are better than nobody. I mean, everybody has got something to contribute on the table. So this has been the thing. It's always to be delivering the message and to help people so that they understand of who they are and where they're going in life.
Yeah, your passion seems and your enthusiasm seems to have carried you so far till this moment. What about the future?
Hmm. I believe there are three. I believe it's going to be still going to be the same, because my goal always is to have goals. My goal is to always be giving birth upon several things. Um, a couple of things. So hopefully in the couple of future, I do see myself as being a life coach, a mentorship, a motivational speaker speaking across the globe by a global mindset, while at the same time connecting with people like through mind and soul, heart and body, not just words, but deeply to be connected and to be moving people towards the right direction. And because that's the true motivation of it all, by being real, because we should always plan in advance, organize in order, and learn how to control, how now learn how we should learn how to enroll in the mindsets of people before we control, and that's how we'll achieve the right goal. And that's how it should be, by always be moving towards that direction. Because if we're able to understand people's mind, we'll be able to earn their heart, and eventually we'll earn their trust. And which is a long process kind of thing to be done. And it cannot be given overnight. It takes time to get there. So that's pretty much most of my goal, and hopefully to be moving forward. And we don't know what future beholds. So we'll just be optimistic and moving forward.
What else would you like to say?
I mean, the only thing what I could possibly leave it to everyone and anyone is that be yourself, appreciate yourself for who you are wherever you are, and to always empower yourself that you are not less than anybody. And life can get better if you choose to make it better by any capacity. You should always empower yourself, surround yourself with the right kind of company, work really hard in everything, and do not take yourself so seriously. So if you do a little mistake, you find yourself laying back. No, mistakes are part of a learning process. That's what actually keeps you learning. If we were not to make any mistakes, we wouldn't be learning anything. A person that has never made any mistake probably has not breathed before, right? So we should always appreciate the moment, fall in love with the process, fail, because failure stands for first attempt in learning. And if you come to get responses as no, which stands for effort never dies, which is end. Effort never dies. Time flies, but the effort never dies. Times goes on, people are living on. So you just had to hit the right game on and aim up high up the sky. Don't worry, because emotions and dreams can never dry.
Yeah,
So yeah,
that's more. Yeah, these are awesome words.
thank you very much.
It has been a great pleasure talking to you, Osama, today. Thank you so much for these great ideas.
You're very, very welcome, Nour.